Hey, thank you for joining us on another episode of Dad Bods and Touchdowns. I'm Chad, joined here with Jake, Eric, and Justin is back with us. Nice to see you back there, Justin. Thank you for joining us on another round table week when we get ready for the draft coming up in another few weeks here. Some excitement going around with the Bears, some stadium talk, stuff like that. We'll maybe touch base on that a little bit here in this podcast. But to get us started off, Eric, what's your first topic of the roundtable?
All right, guys. Usually we don't talk a lot about NBA, but I just thought this was kind of funny and a little weird. But NBA player Anthony Edwards, he's a shooting guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He paid his baby mama over $1 million in child support all at once for the whole 18 years. I was like, that's smart. But then he's like, 18 years. But
She got
this
you
way,
for 18 years. Sorry.
this
Kanye.
way, yeah, this way he doesn't have to. He's not gonna be a part of the child. He's not gonna do anything. He just paid it and then he's done. So now he doesn't have to worry about anything. I don't know, dude. Personally, as a father, I would be wanted to be part of my kid, but I guess if it's with the girl you had a one night stand with and you don't care about, you're just like, whatever. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't know how
That
you
still
guys feel
doesn't
about
change the fact that it's your kid, though.
I actually read up on this, and she's claiming that that's not true. She's saying that she doesn't know where that's coming from, that he has not done that or has not requested to pay that amount. Who knows? Obviously, my favorite saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's got to be some truth to it. Sorry, Jake, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's the first thing that came to my
I just
mind.
read the headline. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how true it is or whatever, but I just thought it was like, this dude just doesn't care. He's like, yeah, just take my money and I don't have to worry about anything, you know?
Right. Jake, sorry, you go ahead. You good.
No, I mean, as you know, as most of you guys know, I pay child support. So, if I could sit there and be like, okay, here's all the money down right there, it'd make me the happiest person. I got to worry about shit. I could still see my kids, do whatever, So I'm not against it, but at the same time, too, if it goes back to that, he doesn't want anything to do with it, that's still kind of fucked. Yeah, you pay your child support. You say you did your dues, but it still involves being in your child's life.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if it is true, then yeah, you need to still be there. Your kid needs you for more just financial gain. Your kid needs you to be there, obviously, to help him grow and a different aspect on life, both the female and the male version of life, the mom and the dad. So yeah, I disagree if it's true. I mean, dude, man up and be a father too. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it takes two to tango. So
it does take two, but I don't know. Like I said, reports said that he wanted her to, not have it and stuff. But like I said, this is all hearsay. I just thought it was an interesting topic. If people had the opportunity as a father to pay child support or
right.
baby mama.
Now, doesn't she have a baby by somebody else too, like some rapper, like little baby or something like that? Is that right,
I don't
Justin?
know the rapper.
I don't know who
is
is by. Yeah.
But she is like a famously notorious, like, I don't know if she's the OnlyFans model or what she is, but she is a very much a notorious known content Instagram star, as I will say in nice terms. And
she's a good looking girl.
Oh yeah, Anthony Edwards being a
she thick
bona fide NBA star, thicker than a Snicker, Eric.
Yeah, thick.
Hey, Eric's talking about that Anthony Edwards, not the girl. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, good one.
But anyway, he's, as Anthony Edwards being a bona fide star in the NBA, he's like, here's all this money up front, which I would do if I could afford myself. And yeah, he tried asking her to get an abortion. He like pleaded with her. He's like, I don't want a kid. I'm young. I'm still being dumb. And he like pleaded his case to have an abortion. And she's like, no, I'm having this kid. I think she probably did it just to try to get the bag. And obviously he said, here you go. And I think eventually he'll come around to the point that he's like, that is my kid. I have to be there for my kid if it is his kid. But hell yeah, pay your child support all in one lump sum payment.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to grow on that, and he'll probably want to be, but it's just like he said, he's young. But, you have all these famous athletes doing that, like Antonio Brown's baby mama's wanting more money and all that. So it's like they're always going to want more money regardless, it seems like.
Hey, support AB. I love that man.
Well, he's going on me. He's growing on me for sure.
He's an awesome guy. All right. But yeah, man up, be a dad. Man up, be a dad. Justin, how about you? I know this is your first time doing roundtable and you just kind of sliding in here now on this.
I'm the
You got a
part. I'm the
topic?
new part timer.
He had a tough battle with chlamydia. Just don't tell everybody.
Oh, come on, bro. Jake,
It only
Jake,
burns
shut
for a
your
little
man's
bit.
up, bro. Shut your man's up.
Hey,
Before we have to
you
roast him
know,
and make him cry.
It's a free
you know,
world. He can do what he wants.
I get it. I get it. You had to go to the bathroom too much. I mean,
Oh,
I know.
this
I'm sorry,
man.
buddy. I'm sorry.
Hey,
It only burns for a
when you
little
ever
while.
have to get out of a chair to do your job,
See,
come talk
Eric,
to me,
Eric
broski.
just went to the bathroom, as you guys see. He's drinking his piss. So
It's refreshing Blue Moon, sir. Okay, you
Where's the
pour it
liquid?
into a bottle. All right,
Where's the
you
liquid
pour it
death
into a
can?
bottle. It tastes better.
all right, let Justin get to his topic.
Sorry.
A big one, as you all know, that I wasn't on here. I didn't know if you guys covered the NCAA wrestling tournament, but Gable Stevenson losing to Wyatt Hendrickson in his final college match for the national championship, and there's been rumors that he's already talked to Dana White about signing the UFC contract. So, what is your guys' thoughts on maybe Gable Stevenson's future in athletics overall?
Well,
He's gonna do something.
first and foremost, Kyle Hendricks won the Hodge Trophy after beating Gable. I just wanted to add that in there. I thought it was awesome. Great
Great match,
trophy
though.
to
Great
win.
match.
Yeah, but go ahead, Eric. Sorry, I just keep
No,
jumping.
no, you're fine. He gets excited. The old man gets excited.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. Well, it was a good match to see him get like push some Stevenson, like big boys wrestling that like middleweights was fun to watch. But I mean, it would be the logical thing to do. He would probably be one of the more prominent heavyweights. There's not a lot of competition in heavyweight, as we all know. So
And he's
he would
already been
probably
training
make a
with
lot of
John
money.
Jones, so
Exactly.
I think
I'm telling you. Go ahead.
I think it's a natural progression for him. I think that he's done the Olympic deal. He's tried out for an NFL team. He has said himself that there's other teams that have reached out to him now to come into camp. But I think the natural progression would be for him to enter combat sports. Obviously, he's gifted athletically. Size wise, I don't know if he fits in the NFL at any position that he could play. So I think he'll do well. I think you're looking at maybe some growth like what Bo Nickel's kind of doing right now in the UFC. He's not going to be a champ right off the bat. He's going to take some lumps and growing. I mean, if he goes to a gym like Bo, with America Top Team or something like that, he's going to do very well.
Jackson
I
Wink
think
in Arizona has him written all over.
Jackson Wink is pretty good, but I'm not sure because he has worked with John Jones, and I know that he's not separated from Jackson Wink, but he hasn't spent a lot of time there either. As far as
He got
John Jones.
after John Jones's last incident, he got kicked out of Jackson Wink, but Jackson Winkle still trains John Jones in Vegas in Jones's personal gym.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So he's not completely disconnected. So I mean, he could end up there, but I'm not sure. It'd be interesting. Jake,
I
what
mean,
do you think?
I was gonna say, I mean, an athlete like that, to transition to that sport is going to be a very exciting thing. I mean, it just all depends on his chin, how everything else is. I mean, if he does go, I'm not gonna lie, I don't. We talk a lot of UFC, but I don't watch a lot of UFC. So if he comes up in there, I'm definitely gonna start watching more, paying attention, just to keep an eye on him and see how he does, because he'll be fun to watch.
Now,
Bo
let
Nickel's
me
a
ask.
dog, man. Bo Nickel is a dog, and he's entertaining too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
you guys talking about Gable Stevenson and fighting MMA with that loss in his last collegiate match. Do you think that just feeds his fire, maybe to come out and prove that he still is a bad man?
Yeah, I think he let his hype get to him.
He, I,
Nobody's pushed him like he did. So
I
no,
just
in
think
that
the
match,
lack,
he didn't
like the
look
NFL,
focused.
yeah. I mean, you got to remember he went to try out for the NFL, did all this other stuff this past year, and then hopped straight back into wrestling. I mean, how locked in do you think you truly are? I mean, yeah, you could say, yeah, you've been training, you've done whatever, but we all know as wrestlers, it's not just the training aspect too; it's your mind, everything else. How much of that
And
did take an effect on it.
Wyatt
So
Hendrickson was very locked in, and Gable Stevenson looked like he was going through the motions, and still only lost by a point. Like
Yeah.
I
If Gable
mean,
Stevenson was
exactly.
fully
we
locked in, I
can't
think Wyatt Henderson gets smoked.
we can't take away we can't take what he did away,
No,
man.
that was
He
a
No.
completely
No.
dominated
yeah,
this
No.
year, and he just.
yeah.
I mean, we see it happen.
I'll be honest. It was about what, Jake, maybe a minute into that first period, and I told you that it wasn't going to end well for him. I seen him
Yeah.
losing just
I
because
mean,
you could see it
shit.
in his body.
At the beginning of the third, you called it. You know,
Yep.
you
He
said
didn't. He
take
didn't
down
do
30
very
seconds left.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do
Yeah.
very
He
much.
didn't look like
Once.
he didn't look like he wanted to be there. Like after he won the
Yeah.
gold, he didn't look like he wanted to be there. And I think he
Yeah.
did it because obviously Minnesota paid him.
Mhm.
And I just think he was bored, so he's like, I want to stay in shape, so he did it.
Yeah.
Like, he did not look focused at that whole tournament. He didn't look focused.
Yeah.
Right. I agree completely. All right, Jake. Very well done, by the way, Justin, for your first topic. Jake, what do you got going on?
All right, so I mean, I was just looking up articles real quick before we hopped on. This one caught my eye. Julio Jones retires after 13 years in the league, 7 Pro Bowls selections. Okay, now how many of you guys? To be honest, I'll admit I had no fucking idea he was still in the league. I thought he was gone. How many of you guys still knew he was still in the league?
I
That's
knew
what
he
I'm
was with
curious
the
about.
Eagles
Yeah.
last year.
He was Titans and Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's time. He hasn't had a productive season since 2020. So, I mean, is he a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver? I don't know. Or not Pro Bowl, sorry. Hall of Fame is what I meant to say. I don't know. Definitely a great athlete.
Very.
How do you figure?
Because he's a two first-time team All-Pro and 3-time second-team All-Pro.
Yeah, but so 13 years in the league. All right. Now it's 13 years. Nine of those actually I've got it right here. All right. This is his numbers right here. 914 receptions in 13 years. All right. So we're not even talking 90 receptions a year, right? He's got 13,700 yards. He's got 66 touchdowns. All right. His average catch is 6.8 yards a catch.
Those aren't
It
very
was
good
his.
stats.
It was his injury history. If he would have stayed healthy, you could have made
because
argument.
he has injuries, he can go to Hall of Fame.
No, I'm not saying he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. I'm just
Right.
saying he would have probably been a more
be
prominent
a
player
first-
if he would have stayed
He'll
healthy.
be a first ballot or second turn Hall of Famer.
I don't think first. I don't think first
No.
ballot.
People said
I
the
think
same
that's
thing
off the
about Calvin
table.
Johnson, and Calvin Johnson was a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I
Calvin
think-
Johnson
yeah.
was
Calvin
a
Johnson's a
freaking
monster. You cannot compare
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, don't
First
get me
of all,
wrong.
I think
even-
Calvin
Julio,
Johnson is the
Julio
best
though, in
receiver of
his
all time.
prime was good. He was
Julio was
unstoppable
very
for a
good.
little bit. For a little bit,
There was a
That's the
5-year
thing.
stretch where it was
And
Julio.
then
but-
the same
it was
thing
and then
with
it
Julio,
just went
that's it.
downhill real fast.
He
Same
had
thing
3
with-
years with over 100 receptions. Only
same
3
thing with
seasons.
what's his name? The guy from the Texans. Is it Andrew Johnson?
Andre
Andre
Johnson.
Johnson.
Andre Johnson. They had similar stats, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't know if he did enough. It probably would have helped if he would have been in a better team than the Falcons for the majority of his career. But he also had a really good
the Falcons
quarterback.
made the playoffs
No, he had a
quite
good
a few
quarterback
times.
with Matt Ryan. So
a few times.
I don't know.
And they
I don't know.
couldn't do anything.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He made it to the Super Bowl one time, and
28-3, and he didn't do shit in that second half.
that was a whole team blow up. That
But
wasn't.
I
that wasn't
like
just
Julio.
on him.
I think he's deserving of a Hall of Fame.
He was a monster. He'd probably be later down the road though.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah,
Since
I don't think
there
first
was
or
3
second.
seasons
No,
where he
no way.
was like him and AB were like on the same level, both feared the same by other coaches. Like Julio was phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I mean, he had the
Marvin
size.
Harrison was phenomenal. Okay, Marvin
Julio
Harrison.
Jones
When I
is
think
better
of,
than Marvin Harrison Jr. Or not Marvin Harrison.
What
you,
are
you
what
want
are
me to
you-
pull up stats?
Marvin
You wanna
Harrison?
eat
What are
those?
you
Who
talking
threw
about?
Marvin Harrison the ball?
It don't matter.
Yes, it does
Matt
matter.
Ryan? Are you serious? You're not gonna give Matt Ryan like he was a top
Matt
quarterback.
Ryan is
I mean, you
good,
can't
but
say-
he's not Peyton Manning, dude. Come on.
I'm not
Come
saying
on.
he is. I'm just saying there's not. You can't say
Still had a good
Marvin
quarterback
Harrison
throw-
wasn't
yeah.
the guy.
You can't argue it once you still
Matt
got a
Ryan
good quarterback.
was Matty Ice. He could throw the ball. Like he was there. So I don't think you can blame him on that.
Yeah, I just think here you go. I'm trying to pull up the stats for you,
I'm pulling
Justin,
him up
just
right
so you.
now.
But is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Absolutely not. To me,
No,
he's not even a second ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think so. I don't
I
think
think
so.
he was good. I don't think he was great. That's just what I
There
feel.
was there, like you said, there was like 2-3 years where he was
I'm
top
just gonna.
tier.
No more
But
comments from me.
Harrison had 143 receptions in one season. 143.
And he only has.
I believe it was a record that year too,
He
right?
has he has 2,000 more career yards than Julio Jones.
Yeah.
The only thing he really is like
2000 is 2000.
It is, but the only thing that's baffling because of the games played is his touchdowns. Marvin Harrison's touchdowns, 128.
128. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
insane.
it just means he was there when it mattered. And Julio was bigger than Marvin Harrison. Julio's like
Oh yeah.
6'3", 6'4",
Now see,
big man.
yeah, I was gonna say Julio was the first. I would say actually. Well, I take that back.
Randy
Megatron was the
Moss.
first
Yeah.
actual. No, but when you're talking like that, just ripped, freaking
Oh,
Yeah,
the
big
muscled
boy.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
freak
I
athlete.
mean, yeah, I mean, Megatron was first. I would say on that aspect. Maybe Terrell Owens you could throw in there. It was like
That's
that.
my favorite receiver is Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson.
But I mean, that when I think of Julio Jones, that's where what I think of is like Owens. Owens was good, but I mean, what he was a distraction.
Tio's see Julio was very good in the locker room.
No, Julio
No,
was
he
always a
was.
good
He was.
teammate.
I'm just saying, but when I think of the prototype wide receiver, that's what I kind of
Yeah.
put them
You
all
think
together.
he
But
definitely fits the mold of a number one receiver as
Yeah,
size and speed.
My
but
point is, I think even if it's not first, he will get in the Hall of Fame based off those 3 to 4 seasons he had where he was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, then what was it? The year they made the Super Bowl from like 2015, and I think the year they made the Super Bowl, like those were
yeah,
some of the. It was crazy. The football
in
that
2015, he put up great numbers.
the man
Yeah.
the games like I witnessed watching him, it was phenomenal, like
But
ridiculous.
that was the thing. He stayed healthy those
Yeah.
few years. The other years is just
Yeah, so after all that, it was just completely
Yeah,
derailed.
him and AB,
Yeah.
man, like during those 2 seasons were just it was great football to watch. Like, and
Yeah,
I'm not taking
yeah,
it for
fun.
granted because heck, Julio's retired and AB is CTSPN.
Hey, that's what makes him great, though, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. That's what makes that guy great. I mean, I enjoyed it. All right. We spoke a little bit about Gable and training with John Jones, right? So my topic is John Jones talking about Tom Aspinall and saying he needs 6 months for a camp to fight him.
I think 6 months is the standard time. No.
No,
Like 8
no.
weeks.
Yeah,
8 weeks.
yeah. How are you getting 6 months out of that? That's half a year, buddy.
Yeah. 8
But
weeks.
it's like for
You've got to run another
I
cycle of
don't
the
know.
juice first.
Hear that? He's got to get his
I-
stuff clean.
Listen,
that too. I don't know.
I am a John Jones fan. You know that. Everybody knows that. We've talked about it. I think
I
he's
am
the
too.
greatest fighter of all time. As far as MMA fighter, I should say. But I think that's a bullshit deal. I listened to an interview he did, and he said, listen, Tom Aspinall is definitely more dangerous than Alex Pereira. He's like, but I've beaten all the legends. He's like, if I beat Tom, it's not going to set any records or anything like that. He's like, he flat out says, I just don't like him. He's like a troll on the internet. He goes, I don't care for the guy, and that's why I don't want to fight him. Is it that, or is he just maybe playing the mind game with them?
He's playing the mind games. John Jones is top tier mind game guy. You saw what he did to DC, what he's done to most of the fighters. I mean, the only person he really feared, he said, was Rampage Jackson when he faced him back in the day. I mean,
He's scared. I love John Jones.
I get it.
He's
His is close to his last fight.
I don't think he's scared. I mean, I truly
I don't
think it's
know.
a mindset thing, trying to get in his head. You know, all the other shit. I mean, you got no one else to fear. I mean, you're
But
getting
it's
up there in
like-
age. You really don't have anything to lose at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
John Jones, what, 38?
Yeah.
I want to say
and he looks
36,
fast
38.
as
Yeah,
hell in that
somewhere around
Stipe
there.
fight.
Yeah, he still looked good, I thought, and sharp. So my personal opinion, I think he beats Tom Aspinall anyway. But I was just shocked to hear when he was like, "Hey, I want 6 months for a camp," and then I listened to that interview, and I'm like, "This is just head games. This is him really, really sticking it to Tom Aspinall, going, hey, listen, I've got control over this, and it does nothing but frustrate Tom Aspinall by that aspect. It does nothing but piss him off, so he gets online and he starts doing more and more. Hey, you know what? When somebody's reacting and saying stuff, it's usually because they're pissed off. They're mad. They're upset. It's not anymore you're trying to entice them to fight you. It's, hey, listen, you got under my skin. I'm going to try to get under yours.
It's going to be a payday for both of them, though. That fight's going to
Yeah.
be watched by everybody. I mean,
yeah, no, I agree. Who do you got winning that one, Eric?
No, he's not going for John Jones.
No, I've told you guys I'm not a fan of the person. I agree. He is a top tier fighter. Like he's the best, one of the best, well-rounded fighters.
He's the greatest.
I don't know. I don't know if he's just like scared he's gonna have like Anderson Silva kind of thing where he goes into cocky and gets knocked out or something. Because Aspinall does have that power.
He does. You're right.
And it's just, and he is super athletic, man. I was watching some of his fights just because I was like, I'll be honest, I didn't watch a lot of his fights.
Fast.
Yeah, no, he's
like,
athletic,
he's just as quick
and
as
John Jones. Yeah, but the thing is, Jones fights smart. He gets distance and uses that reach advantage. And I don't know how much of a reach advantage he has over Aspinall, but
right.
I really want to watch this fight. I want to see how they go into this fight. If John Jones just tries to wrestle him, or if he's just gonna just try to fight him. You know,
I think Aspinall's too big for him to wrestle him. I think he'll have to do that funky spinning shit that he does against everyone, and it works.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think you're right. You'll see a lot of spinning back fists, elbows.
But he,
still fighting from the distance.
He does that oblique. He does that oblique kick, and then that shin or that knee. Where he buckles people's knees.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a fight.
I'm trying to see. It's one of the most entertaining fights to think about as far as a tactical fight. Because I mean, you can't take that away from John Jones. He is a tactical fighter, and he will pick at you until he finds a weakness.
You just gotta admit it. That's why he's the best to do it, buddy. Just bite the bullet.
It's
bullet, buddy.
It's frustrating to say that just because he's such a dick, but yeah,
he's such a good MMA fighter, but he's such a piece of shit person.
No. He is.
Hey, but he is
one
of the best to ever do it.
He is the GOAT of MMA.
Yep. All right, Eric, what do you got for a second topic for us tonight?
Second topic, our boy Case Keenum is coming back to the Bears. He is $3 million 1-year deal. He is 2 years older than our head coach. So our head coach is 36 and Case Keenum is 38. So one of the topics I wanted to bring is, are they bringing him more as a coach in the quarterback room, another coach in the quarterback room, or are they planning to do something with Taysom Bagent just because they know they can get like a fourth or third for Bagent?
I'm surprised you didn't say Justin Fields.
Shut up. And you just because Bagent has a lot of upside and he's still young and he's going to be in his last year's contract. And I know there's some controversy with Bagent's dad, and Bagent's a good kid in the locker room, but Bagent's dad just seems to be a lot in the outside with the noise and stuff. I don't know what you guys think, if that's a plan for them, or are they just keeping Bagent for his last year and then trading him away? Because they'll have contract rights for his last year for the offseason next year.
I mean, I could see it like as a coaching aspect, because you got Bagent sitting behind him. Obviously Bagent hasn't played a lot, and to have someone who has played, been in the, the NFL for a while, should know the in and outs, everything. I mean, it wouldn't be bad to have him sit behind Caleb Williams and have him judge him and how he's doing and help him out.
Both of them.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. They're both still so young.
I don't disagree. Yeah, go ahead, Chad.
I think they look at what he was doing with CJ Stroud and wanted to bring him in, and maybe kind of the same thing. Maybe the film study portion of things. I think Ben Johnson's got a good idea of what he wants to do, and how he wants his locker room to be, and Casey Kahneman will fit into that and help both Tyson Bagent, if he stays, and Caleb Williams. I've heard that from what I've read, that he will be QB number 3 on that roster, not 2. I haven't heard the noise with Tyson Bagent's dad. I know you've talked about it before.
What is it?
It's
Go
more
ahead,
that he's not, he never wears Bears gear. He always wears like old college gear from him. He's not very like he just tries to push the boundaries and tries to push for like his son to get somewhere where he can start. I know that's the overall thing that they
So
want
that's
him
what
to get
every
opportunity.
parent will do. So
No, I know, but there's some things that he's done behind the scenes as far as, you know, causing drama between Justin Fields and then a couple other things, but nothing. I haven't heard anything with Caleb, obviously, but it's just
Right.
let me ask you
he's
this
a big
way, though.
he's a big persona is the thing that you hear
Oh,
about.
so he's
Yeah,
a Matt Burright in
but
Yeah.
so let me ask you
I'm
this,
sure
though.
we all have seen his videos and stuff. He is a very eccentric guy, and you know he's
Yeah.
funny and all that. Yeah,
Just to play devil's advocate real quick. Hold on.
yeah,
Okay, so let's say your kid goes to the NFL, correct?
right.
And you go, like you say, he's playing for a team that's struggling. Obviously, quarterback. We've struggled. How long? Obviously, you're gonna be pushing and pushing and pushing for your kid no matter what. So I don't see any problem. Like, I wouldn't call it noise. I wouldn't call it anything. I mean, it's just a frustrated parent, and I get it. I do the same fucking thing.
I don't disagree. It's just it's in the NFL. You don't want to be a distraction or something in the background where it could affect your son's career.
It can't be too much of a distraction, though. If it's not making, I mean, yeah, you've seen a little bit. Like my dad said, he hasn't seen it. I haven't seen it, so it can't be too much of a distraction.
But there has to be a line of professionalism there too.
Yeah, like he's never really crossed the line, but there, like we always say, there's smoke, there's fire. There's things that he does, but I'm rooting. We all like Bagent. You know, he's a good kid and he has a lot of upside. And you know, if we could keep him as our number 2, or if we could trade him and get a decent round 4th or 3rd round pick for him, that would be great too. You know,
and I can see that. I mean, he's been with the Bears now for 3 years.
Yeah,
going into his 4th, so I could see them trading him. I know there was interest before.
Las Vegas and a few other teams. Yeah,
and hey, listen, I wouldn't be surprised to see Vegas go after him again. I really wouldn't. Just because. I mean, Geno Smith's there. They gave him a 2-year contract extension.
But he is older.
But yeah, exactly. And Tyson Bagent, is he an everyday starter? I don't think so. I don't think he is. But
I think he's
is he a good backup?
I think it was
yes.
His arm strength was lackluster, I guess, is his biggest flaw. But
he was the best
Yeah, he was the best D2 quarterback coming out from Shepherd back when he was undrafted free agent. Yeah. So, I mean, he has potential, and we saw the potential of the 3 games he started for us. You know, he could get the ball out and read the field, and he was very elusive in the backfield. I want to see what they decide. It was just interesting to see that. And, you know, Ben Johnson seems like a very tactical head coach. It seems like, you know, I'm not trying to feed too much into it because we haven't seen him, you know, in play, but like he seems like he's trying to really build something and make the Bears, you know, not the same Bears, obviously.
Right. No. Well, let's see what happens with the whole quarterback situation. It can only get better in Chicago. That's for sure. Justin. Topic number 2. You got a big smile on your face. You getting good pictures sent to you or what?
No, I got a meme sent to me by my old PL from Fort Carson.
Gotcha.
My second topic for roundtable is I don't know, with you guys keeping up with baseball, I figured you guys might like this one, the Chad and Eric, the torpedo bats. The MLB, they're voting on them, I think. There's rumors they're looking to ban them or keep them. Should they ban them or should they keep them? Your guys' thoughts, because I think it's entertaining as hell, but it is also, if it's taken away from the game of baseball, it's taken away from the game of baseball too. That's the double-edged sword.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go.
This is the deal, okay? MLB is dying in viewership worse than the NBA. The NBA is, okay? It's struggling. I go back, and I'm a Sox fan.
McGuire and Sosa.
I go back exactly 100%. That saved baseball after the strike. I mean, that strike killed baseball at that point in time, and that brought it back. So, do I think other teams should have the option of getting these bats? Absolutely 100%. The Yankees, I will say, finally did something right with their money. Didn't go chase players. They went and chased an idea and an advantage to win that was legal. And they found it. It's great. I mean, I actually was just in the midst of picking up the stats and see how many home runs they've actually hit so
That
far this
16
slugging
home
season.
runs in
percentage
the
is
first 2 games.
crazy.
What
You
is
know,
it, Eric?
I don't have the exact stats, but it just the actual like they hired this engineer because they kept it within the same regulations but they moved the head of the bat more into the middle.
Right.
It's more similar to a bowling pin, I guess you could say, where it's
Right.
fat in the middle, where the ball hits it. So the issue is for the other teams is because that they would have to get permission from the MLB to get permission to use the same style bats, and it would take long for the other teams to be able to get them this year. Is
Right.
the issue
Check
that
this
everybody
out.
else is having?
They hit one home run at every 9.3 at bats right now.
Yep.
That's one home run in order. That is insane.
Exactly.
But is it fun to watch? Heck yes.
Yes.
I love it.
You have to keep them in. You listen, if Major League Baseball wants to build their product back to America's sport again, that's it. Make the pitchers pitch. Hey, that's part of the game. But you know what? Nope. Some of us don't want to see 1-0 games, 2-1 games. You know, do we want to see like what the Yankees did to the Brewers? Was it 20 to whatever, 20-3?
Yeah,
No.
it's something.
Yeah,
It was like 5. It was like 20 to 5
was
or
bad.
something crazy like that. It was
Yeah.
really bad.
I mean, I don't think we want to see that, but I mean, we definitely want to see some runs scored.
But
Now,
when you see,
what if the
when
game
you
was
see
20
guys,
to 15?
when you see guys like Chaz Chelsom, the speedy guy, the leadoff guy, hit 3 home runs when he last year only hit like 5. I mean, that is a little weird. You know, you get a little weirded out by that, but like we said, we want a more entertaining baseball. I mean,
And
I
Jazz
enjoy
Chisholm's
it.
a very entertaining player.
He is a great player. Yeah, he's speedy, he's funny. And you know, just some of the things that they're trying to implement into baseball to make it more entertaining. I'm sure they're gonna find a way to do it. You know,
I will say real quick, can we change the name from the torpedo bat to the Eric bat? Because Eric was saying it's like a bowling pin. It's just fat in the middle. So it would be perfect.
Oh no!
You guys realize
here we
he's gonna say this to me, right? And then he's gonna not talk about his tire that he has around his waist. So I don't know how you're gonna come at me sideways. Hey, let's all show some pictures of his pink shirt that he wore, salmon colored shirt that he wore, and show everybody what tire you got, my good sir. Talking about people's body shapes.
Pull it up and go like this.
I will have some pictures for next episode, and I'll have Jake or Chad put them in the intro so everybody can see. They were very lovely pictures of the family.
That's
very
awesome.
nice.
Oh, I have a question. When do I get to see the cold plunge there, Eric? You still owe us the cold plunge.
We're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. We've discussed.
Yeah,
but hopefully by the draft. Hopefully by the draft we'll get it done.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. But no, I'm all for the bats. I would definitely vote yes. Don't get rid of them. Can other teams have the ability to have them? Yes, absolutely. I think that's what baseball needs at this point in time, especially the Sox.
It's the thing though, like people got to realize, like seeing a good pitcher like Skeens or you know somebody that throws the ball 104 miles an hour. That's fun to watch too, but it's just some people don't like that because it can get boring, I guess. But I like the chess game about it.
I look at it like this. What college wrestling do? They
added the point. Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
Higher scoring
matches. More incentive to get a takedown and not have take. Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right. So I mean the average person wants to see action and excitement. You know, I enjoy a well pitched game. I'll be honest with you. I loved watching Greg Maddux pitch. You
Greg
know,
Maddux, Mark
but
Pryor.
yeah.
That's good.
So, but I'm talking about the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, Braves
Maddux,
times. Yeah. Okay. That Maddux. Yep.
Smoltz, and all of them. You know what I mean?
That was past my time there, Chad. I'm just.
I know. Well, it's before your time, really. So,
I mean, past. Yeah, before. Yeah.
but
Can't
I'm
count.
just
I never
saying.
know which way he's going for years.
But I also enjoyed the time when McGuire and Sosa were going at it. I enjoyed the time when, watching Frank Thomas hit home run after home run, that was more enjoyable than watching a well pitched game, just my opinion.
Well, you got
breaking news: wrestling. Dean Peterson transfers to Iowa from Rutgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Rutgers had a decent NCAA too, though.
Speaking of Iowa wrestling, Jake, I know you sent it out. I got it early this morning. Ben Keeter will be not playing football for the Iowa Hawkeyes this coming year, having hip surgery. So hopefully we'll see him back on the mat at heavyweight for the Iowa Hawkeyes next season. So, all right, Jacob, what do you got for your second one?
So I read an article saying Roger Goodell gave the okay for the 2028 Olympics for the NFL players to go ahead and play in it. So I'm just curious because if you looked at how the Pro Bowl was, it was tackle football, everything else, but everyone hated it. Now I get like you're worried about the injuries, whatever, all that shit. But wouldn't you think? I know Justin already kind of voiced his opinion on it, but wouldn't you think injuries could still happen? You make the wrong cut, wrong turn, anything, bam, something could happen. So I'm just curious. Like I know a lot of people have said they've done it. A lot of people want to get that gold, but how many people you think actually truly would do it just to, or would rather keep their bodies healthy?
There's a lot. We had that guy from the USA team said he was a better quarterback than Mahomes. Let's see if it's true. But I think it would be more reward for other people from other countries to try to beat us in the United States. That would bring a lot of attention to that. And I know they're trying to grow the sport one way or another. So I think that's just going to bring more attention, more eyeballs from different countries. And it's just going to keep pushing the sport of football and flag football, just like they're pushing female flag football here at the coaches meeting they just did. They had a whole thing with, Clark and Vanessa, the tennis player talking about flag football, and it would be great
Vanessa
for
Williams.
Yeah, Vanessa Williams to come out, and they're trying to push that. So it's just more world dominance for the NFL that they're trying to build, I think.
Yeah, I think it's okay to let them play. I do think that there should be a contract clause, though. If you get hurt, then you go on that physically enabled
Tough
to, yeah. I mean, and you suffer that. I hate to put it that way, but that's the case. I think we're better off if they play, but then again, I don't think that countries are at that level of American football that obviously we are at. Even with flag football, I think that you'll see it maybe 12 years from now, 16 years from now, that what we see with the NBA, where realistically, yes, US is the best league, but we're seeing a lot of international players coming over now and actually playing better ball than what the Americans are.
It's gonna be exciting. I mean,
Jokic, the
whatever
dog.
we gotta to grow the sport of football. I mean, it's a great sport, so
Yeah. I will watch it. I will watch it
too. Yeah.
Everyone vote for Eric to be a cheerleader.
I already did. I was waiting for his pom poms to come out, but no pom poms yet. Right?
He's
He's gonna have a little face paint. USA, go!
Oh no!
Yeah.
Smile, Eric.
Hey, we
That's
got
fine.
to give him a sticker of the orange man to wear on his face.
Oh no. But anyway, all right. Sticking with football. Last year the NFL changed their kickoff rules to try to make the game a little more dynamic when it comes to kickoffs. Obviously, they were getting a lot of touchbacks. They wanted to prevent that, keep it part of the game. One of the changes that they did make coming into next year, first of all, it's permanent. It's not changing. That kickoff procedure is not going to not going to change. But if you have a touchback, it'll go at the 35 and not the 30. Your guys' thought, first of all, on the change, what'd you think of it? And second of all, do you think it's the right thing to do to change that from the 30 to the 35?
Yeah, it gives you more incentive to actually kick it to the player instead of trying to kick it out of bounds or not out of bounds into the end zone. You know, I mean, you want to see. I mean, us like Bears fans, obviously, go back to the Hummers. You know, you got Devin Hester. You know, you have this rule back when Devin Hester was there, or doing our kick returns. We would have never had a Devin Hester. I'm telling you right now, that would have been flat out. You know, he would have never made the Hall of Fame. Nothing. Now, yeah, because you could say punt returns too, but um, now if you bring that in, now you're making it so you don't want to give them that extra 5 yards. You want to make them earn that 5 yards. So it adds a little incentive to just go out there, hit somebody, and what we
Well,
like to see a lot of.
well, the biggest thing, the problem they still had with the kickoff that I had noticed was the 30-yard line was okay to these teams to start at. As far as for the kicking team, it was okay for their defense to face somebody starting at 30. I think the NFL said, okay, well, if that's the case, we'll put them at the 35 then and see if your defense is okay facing them at that, because they're trying to make that still part of the game without creating the injuries and concussions. I mean, I'm going to go back and Jake, you know this. I'm a fan of special teams. If I have a kid playing, I don't want that kid on special teams. Why? Where's the most likely spot you're going to get hurt? Special teams. So,
Dude.
they're trying to keep it a part of the game.
I mean, but in all reality, though, too, I mean, I know they brought the Guardian caps in and everything else, but that's still a part of the game. You got two people running full speed at each other. Of course, like, is a Guardian cap, it's going to lower your percentage, but at the same time, too, you're still going to take those head injuries. So, I mean, it's one of those things you can't truly get rid of.
No, but
No.
they lowered the impact by shortening the distance that they're
Yeah,
running.
and that makes a lot of sense because, like, before they could go crisscross and you get blindsided. I mean, I remember when I was on kickoff, you would always have to keep your head on the swivel because somebody was gonna smack you off to your side, and you'd be like, "Oh shit, I just got my bell rung and I wasn't even ready." But no, I'm excited for it just because there's nothing more exciting. Like Jake said, Super Bowl, one of my favorite memories from Hester returning the first kick. I mean, there's nothing more exhilarating or something cool to see somebody break one. I can see why they want that and continuing to have that. And maybe the number said the 35 gives the other team or the offense a better chance of scoring compared to the 30 or something like
Right.
that. But,
And you prevent that kicking team from kicking it in the end zone.
yeah,
That's what you want to try to do.
Exactly. So it's fun, and whatever helps the game develop and just make it fun for everybody to watch is great.
Now, my question for you guys, I know you said they changed, obviously, like the distance for running. Obviously, you can't, move until that ball's caught or whatever,
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, with how everything's, everyone's getting quicker. You see these defensive linemen, everyone running in the fours, offensive linemen, getting close to it. Does it really make that big of a difference with how quick these players are getting quicker and quicker and quicker?
Yeah, because they're still not going to be at
They're 10
full.
yards apart, so it's not as
they're not going to be at full.
They're right. I don't think I don't know as far as what they can do as far as like if they can crisscross or if they can.
Right.
But
the speed at when you're running down the field 40 yards, 45 yards down the field, that speed that you have on that impact is a lot more than when you start at 10 yards. It just is that impact going to be there? Sure it is. I mean, that's part of the game. But I think that they say that some of those impacts on the kickoffs where they used to it was worse than a car crash. So I mean, you got to protect them. I think that putting them 10 yards apart is definitely the right answer. But you also got to make sure that they're still going to try to make it part of the game by not kicking it in the end zone and touchbacks. So, Justin, what's your thought?
I agree with what you guys have been saying. Gives the team to bring it out that's returning the kick more of a reason to bring it the hell out, like, or for the
Yeah.
kicking team to place it where they can return it, because I hate special teams right now because we know it's going to happen. Touchback,
Right.
punt,
Yep.
punt.
Yep.
Not on the punt side so much, but when it's a kickoff, it seems like every time it's just touchback, touchback,
Yeah.
and it's boring.
Definitely. I agree. All right. I didn't put this one in our little setup, but so did you guys hear earlier today that that the Bears announced that they have literally narrowed it down to Arlington Heights and Chicago? But as we know, and that's being said, and actually, again, another person said something to me that Arlington Heights is it. That's where they're going to build. It's already set. Wouldn't it be just good for them to come out and say, "Hey, listen, we're going to start at this one. We're starting it now."
I mean,
Yeah. They're still trying to play like the, taxes and all that game. I think that's the biggest thing, just trying to get the best scenario for them. But, in the last owners meeting, with the interviews with Kevin Warren, he basically said, you're going to have like we've said, Chicago Bearland with hotels and, probably casinos and stuff. And it just makes more sense to do that.
And what did you guys think about McCaskey's comments earlier this week?
I didn't.
He's getting better with his delivery on things. He's more tactical. He doesn't just say things.
Well, I
Sell
mean,
the team.
no, he's not. They're
I
not.
know,
He's gonna.
McCaskey flat out said, "My mom set the structure of how we are going to do this, and I'm going to follow through on it. It will be in our family." Is exactly what he said. So, I'm not disagreeing with you, Justin.
let's hope he's not Jerry Jones.
But no, I think he's proven he's kind of stepped back from that role. I don't think he's butted in on any of this except for to say yes to it. That'd be about it. So, would you agree? Eric, Jake?
Yeah, I think he's learning. I know he gets before. I think it's changing because I wasn't a big fan of the old Kevin Warren. What was his name? I forget his name now.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
the one that was there forever.
Yeah, and he had a lot of
Ted Phillips, not Phillips. What was it? I can't remember.
But it seems like after he left, yeah, like he had a lot of things that if you hear stories, he ex-nated a lot of things and did a lot of stuff that kind of affected our team. That he was never a football guy; he was a accountant. So, I mean, now that we actually have football guys, and Kevin Warren seems to be more like giving the power to the football guys.
It was Ted Phillips, by the way.
Ted Phillips, yep. So, I'm hoping we see it, but that won't happen. Probably 2028 we'll probably see like actual building, but I don't know how long that will take to get it up.
Well, yeah, but they're supposed to break ground in the spring, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right, we got UFC Fight card going on this Saturday, and we'd like to give our predictions, and it's time for that one. I'll tell you what, who would like to start on our great round table? Go ahead.
Well, we'll give it the good old college try. Are we picking just going over the whole main card?
Just the main card, yes.
Alrighty. Jesus, I don't even know some of these guys.
That's okay. What, you wanted to go first? You want Jake to go?
No, I'll go. I'm gonna go McKee over Fruza. Well, I'll go Barbosa over Belbita.
Where are you at?
Yeah.
You're not even on the right card there, buddy.
Yeah, I am.
We got someone that can't count and someone that can't read.
Emmett versus Murphy Saturday, right? Leon.
Yeah. Where are you at?
ESPN, April 5th, 2025. UFC.
The first fight on the main
It's
card
Finley
would be
versus
Finney
Val-
against Valentine.
Yeah. Are you in the prelims?
Yeah, I did the last prelim. My bad, or the first two.
That's why I was like, whoa, I'm lost here.
I'll go Finney. Give me the American. Lewis. Go Lewis Girl Rule. No idea who that is. I'll go Brad Tavares over Gerald Merskar.
Moshart.
No Shart. Yeah, no.
Moshart.
I'll go Chango Lee, and I'll go Pat Sabanti over Brito, and then I'm going Leron Murphy over Josh Emmett.
All right, Jacob. How about your picks?
Well, it took Justin 10 years for me to get here. But here we are. So I pretty much got the same
scored
lineup.
higher than you on the standardized testing, bud.
That don't mean shit. Clearly,
yes, it does.
As you're looking at the prelims, but you got somebody who can't count right above me and one right across, right next to you.
Oh, no.
Don't get me started.
Hey, woosah, Jake, woosah.
So I got Torres for the first fight. I got Lewis. Then I got Brett. And then I got Lee Chung-ho. I just picked him because I like the name. I'm not going to lie. Then I got Brito and Murphy.
All right. Mr. Eric.
So I got Finley. Finney over Valentine. I have Gurlo over Osborne. I'll have this one was a little harder, but I'll take Tavares over Marchett. Mershart, and then I got
Mershart.
And then Romeos over Lee, and then I'll take Berto over Sabatini, and then Murphy over Emmett.
All right. I'm going to take Finney, just like everybody else has. That makes all four of us. I'm going to take Gruel. That'll make all four of us, I believe. I am taking Gerald Marchart for the upset over Tavares. I'll take Lee. Going to take Burrito. And then this one is really tough because actually, if you look at Josh Emmett's losses, his losses are against really tough guys. So it was tough for me to really sit there and look, like, to overlook him and to not pick him, especially after what he did to Bryce Mitchell. I thought he killed Bryce Mitchell. I think everybody thought that. But
he could do it again after those Hitler comments.
Murphy has never lost. I mean, never. So it's tough to pick against him. I'm going to have to take Murphy. So that's our picks.
So we're pretty much all the same besides one for each one.
I'm telling you, the Josh Emmett one just makes me nervous because Emmett's a beast. I mean, he's got so much punching power. It's not even funny. I mean, would you guys disagree?
No.
I just think it's because of the size and then the age that I'm giving it more to Murphy, and Murphy hasn't lost yet. But
once again, Eric did pick Murphy, so.
But
God damn it, that is true, Jake.
This is true. But honestly, if you look, all right, he obviously whooped on Bryce Mitchell, knocked him out. Then he lost to Topuria. All right. He lost a decision, by the way. He did get submitted by Yair Rodriguez, but Yair Rodriguez is a badass.
Yeah.
Before that, he beat Calvin Kattar, Dan Ige. I mean, those are two very good fighters. So it's just tough to go against him, I guess. But I had to do it. I just want to clarify that I might be wrong on that one, especially since Eric picked him. So
yeah,
picked against him. So
you guys keep talking all this smack, but I usually do pretty good on UFC fights last few weeks, so it's fine. It's fine.
Hey,
It's fine.
what's that?
Oh, what
Even
was your guys' opinion on the main event last week, Moreno versus Ergay? What did you guys think on that?
Those are really Moreno. Moreno chopped him up.
I think it was a good
I
fight.
thought he chopped him up. I thought the commentating was a little biased towards what
Ergay?
Ige or whatever. Yeah, but Moreno chopped him up. He looked clean. He looked fluid.
I had a
I don't
hockey
know.
game to go to. I didn't watch it, but I did pick him to win, Moreno to win. I love Brandon Moreno as a fighter.
He's still got a lot in the tank. I still think he
He
has
looks
another
really
chance.
sharp. Like his boxing looked on point.
Yeah. I just think he's a warrior.
See, at the beginning of that fight, when he was hitting him hard out, I told Eric, I was like, man, this fight's not gonna last long at all.
And then they
Because
just ended up.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
people were calling it a boring fight, blah blah blah. I was like,
No, that was not
not
boring.
every fight's gonna be
No.
like super just brawling. Like it was a very methodical, good technical striking MMA fight, and I enjoyed the shit out of it.
That's awesome. I wish I would be able to see it, but actually
was
enjoyed the
it was
hockey
cool.
game that night. Cool. All right, Justin, what do you got in closing?
Closing. Let's see. Football season needs to get here quicker. I'm losing my mind without it. Draft is almost here.
Yes. Mr. Eric, what do you got in closing?
Yeah, same thing. Hopefully 3 weeks go by fast and we can watch this draft. I'm excited to see who we take or what we end up doing. And then we appreciate everybody that watches.
Mr. Jake.
First
Eric's
thing
dad.
foremost, we really appreciate everyone that tunes in, listens. We really appreciate if you share, follow, like, help us grow. Because clearly we need it, because we got two people that are right above me that clearly need some education. So we'll make sure that the funds go to a school for them that we think is just right to help them out, so that way they can learn to count and learn to start reading.
Jake, don't start. Don't start. Don't do
Hey,
it.
you're the one that can't count to two, buddy.
Don't do it. Why don't you go fail your test? Why don't you go fail your test again, buddy? Okay? Maybe the third time you can pass your test, okay?
We got one person that can't count to two, and the other one just can't read prelim.
No way. You're gonna come after people's
bifocals
intelligence when you can't pass a test. All right, buddy. All right.
I got other things to worry about, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Than a test.
Eric gets so in his feelings. Gosh dang, man.
Oh no. Oh, you guys. All right. In closing,
kill shot.
I am issuing a challenge to Mr. Eric.
What's this?
All right. For those of you that do watch and listen to us on a weekly basis and follow us on our social medias, whether it be on Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram, I am issuing a TikTok challenge to Mr. Eric, who controls our Dad Bods and Touchdowns TikTok. Not
He's been
TikTok,
slacking lately,
but
audience.
TikTok. All right. I'm going to say that I'll put out more TikToks about Dad Bods and Touchdowns this coming week than Eric does on our own Dad Bods and Touchdowns
Can I throw this
TikTok
myself in the
page.
bet?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to follow myself on TikTok, you can find my username as DadBods TD1. That is my username. And you can see the ones that I put out there and see if Eric can match them. That's my challenge.
He wants a challenge.
We appreciate you listening. Once again, to mention, follow us on Dad Bods and Touchdowns, both on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We appreciate you listening. Any comments, suggestions, leave them in the comment section. We're out. Peace.